Made a huge mistake. The stats from my Apple Watch and my Ultrahuman Plus, whenever I'm using a treadmill, I also use the heart rate monitor that it is on the treadmill, and I always compare all these stats. I was disappointed at first when I got my Ultrahuman Ring, and I've noticed that there's just huge discrepancies between the heart rate that is measured on my ring and my Apple Watch. So that's a trick for you guys. If you choose a ring size that is too big, you can still measure data. And I also got little protectors. It all syncs up, which is great. Those insights kind of like help me get motivated and just be more responsible. With my Apple Watch, I thought I would be wearing it all the time, but unfortunately, I find it uncomfortable. And even though I really tried, but it just, my whole wrist gets sweaty. I don't like it. And it's very heavy at night. It's just too big. I can't sleep with my Apple Watch. With the ring, no problem. I love it. Hey everyone, this is my second update review. It's been a couple of months with my Ultrahuman Air ring, smart ring, and I have some thoughts because there's been a few things that I've noticed that are kind of a deal breakers for some people, for sure, because as you can see, I also have my Apple Watch here, and I literally just came back from the gym, so excuse my sweat here, but I really want to record this video because I learned a trick. Yes, I did. I basically learned a trick to help this little thing measure my heart rate properly. So that's been something that honestly I've been dealing with since I got the ring. I was like always checking, basically comparing the stats from my Apple Watch and my Ultrahuman Plus. Whenever I'm using a treadmill, I also use the heart rate monitor that it is on the treadmill, and I always compare all these stats because I'm honestly kind of a geek, kind of a nerd, and I love to look at data and just analyze it. So it was very interesting for me to see the differences, and not gonna lie, I was disappointed at first when I got my Ultrahuman Ring, and I've noticed that there's just huge discrepancies between the heart rate that is measured on my ring and my Apple Watch. And to be honest, none of these heart rate monitors are the most accurate, but the Apple Watch was definitely one of the most accurate, smart devices. Take this with a grain of salt. This is not near your heart, so it's not gonna measure the most accurate heart rate, but this is like the closest thing, to better devices for measuring it. So I've been also just anytime I would go for a walk or do a workout, I would always keep my Apple Watch to measure. And for the past couple of months, the Ultrahuman Ring hasn't been the greatest at measuring the heart rate, but I learned a trick. What happened is my husband actually got very interested in the smart rings. He's been, using Apple Watch, and he got into smart rings. He started researching, and Oura just released a new smart ring, so he was like, I'm gonna get it. But then after doing research, he was like, actually, I won't, and he really wants to get the Ultrahuman Ring. So he started measuring. He got the ring kit, and it turns out you actually have to be very smart with choosing the ring size, because if you're gonna choose a ring that is too big, it's not gonna measure your data accurately. So that's actually a mistake that I did. You have to make sure that it's very snug. The ring has to be snug. It can't be just like, loose, like on your finger. That just doesn't work. So right now, since I just worked out and like my fingers honestly a little puffy, I guess, this is snug, this is okay. But to make it more snug, I actually have to keep my hand like this when I'm working out, and then it actually measures my heart rate accurately. It was actually the same heart rate as my Apple Watch, and as well as on the treadmill. I checked, and it was the same heart rate between all the three devices. So that's what I have to do, because I chose the ring size that was too big. I honestly admit it, made a huge mistake choosing the ring size, and yeah, don't do it. Make sure that you properly measure and get the right size. So technically the best finger for measurements is the your index finger. So this has to be snug on your index finger, and I really like to keep my ring on this finger because it's a little looser, and like when I sleep it actually still measures very accurately. It's just only when I'm working out this finger is not enough because it's just not tight enough, it's not measuring well, so I have to keep it on this finger, make sure that the deeper part is on the bottom, and then keep my hand like this, and that works. So that's a trick for you guys. If you choose a ring size that is too big, you can still measure data. Just do it this way. And I also got little protectors. I got it on Amazon. I got two because my husband will be getting his Ultrahuman ring, so he wants one, you know, for lifting weights. You know, this will get scratched. Like, honestly, I haven't been like taking care of it, and like I see some scratches, but from far away you can't really tell there are any scratches. But for any, like, you know, weightlifting, I'm gonna be using my silicone ring protector, because why not? It was like $6 for two, so it's not bad. So that's another trick for you guys. Get a ring protector if you are planning to, you know, lift weights, or just like, I don't know, move furniture or something. When you're wearing a ring and you don't want to scratch it, just do it. But overall, I know I started with cons and with all the issues that I have, and I'm gonna add one more issue which I've noticed, and I've noticed the battery drain is much worse than at the beginning. And I do wonder if it's because I've been using my laptop to charge my ring, and maybe the voltage is like not the proper one, because my ring gets insanely hot when I charge it. Unfortunately, I don't have like the proper charger. It's just, I don't know, I only have the cable, and my ring gets just very hot anytime I charge it, and I think it started to affect just the battery drain. Yeah, it's supposed to last like 4 to 5 days, and for me, after, yeah, I got the ring in May this year, it's already November 13th, and currently, like, ideally I gotta charge it every day whenever I shower. So basically I put the ring on the charger when I shower, when I come back, which usually, like, it's not that long. Maybe that's something that I've been doing wrong, because it definitely doesn't like charge for more than like 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day. But I've been doing that, and I feel like now if I don't charge it every day, if I like skip it, I just, you know, put the ring, or just don't take the ring off, it usually dies within 24 hours. So that's something that I've been actually talking to customer service about, and I gotta say, they are pretty great. They are very responsive. I literally like emailed them like an hour ago, and they already responded to me, and they sent a firmware update. So the customer service is really great. I'm not sure if it's because like I'm technically an influencer, like a micro influencer, let's say. I'm not an influencer, but I make reviews video. I don't know if it influences the customer service, hopefully not, but they've been great, and they've been very responsive in pushing all the firmware updates to fix the problem with battery drain. So that's good. They are improving, you know, the firmware. There's always a fix, which is nice. But I would say these are like the main challenges that I've noticed using this ring literally every single day, and I love it. I still love it. Even though there are those cons that I mentioned, I'm kind of obsessed with this ring, and like, if I don't have it on my finger, if like I forget to put it on and I don't like see the data, I'm kind of upset. So it's honestly nice that I can just like go, you know, and see like, okay, like I click on it and it's like, okay, it says that I'm stressed, and honestly, like, if it says that I'm stressed, I do feel stressed. So I would say like this, the insights are pretty reliable, and when I'm relaxed, like, you can see like this stress score is always like up over the weekend when I'm like more relaxed, because like I get more points for being relaxed, like my stress score is high. And then during a week when I'm stressed out and I'm like in the meetings or like interviewing, it's always. And the sleep score is also great. Like, usually like it's very accurate. Like, I used to use the sleep app and, you know, on my phone to like check the sleep score, and like usually it will be always 100%, and I would be like, this is not accurate. And this sleep score is like a lot more detailed. Like, if I go and check my sleep, it usually like it's pretty good. Like for example, on Sunday, I remember like I woke up so many times, and you can see it's pretty accurate. Sometimes it gets it wrong. Like for example, if I wake up and I'm not really moving, but I know that I was awake, but I'm just kind of not moving in bed and like kind of falling asleep, but not. Sometimes it will not get it right. So like for example, it says I was awake for an hour. This is actually accurate, but I know that one other day I checked and I was definitely awake for more than an hour, and it said that it was only 30 minutes. So that's one thing, but honestly, it's the kind of nitpicky. Like all the other scores, like usually it's pretty accurate, and it's nice to see that like if I'm awake, like I can actually remember, yes, I woke up for a second. It was like, you can see, it's just very short awake time, and it shows me the sleep cycles, all the movements, and also lowest heart rate, which is great because it actually tells me like, hey, if your lowest heart rate zone is like, you know, in the morning, it's not good. You definitely should take more time to like prepare for bed. So like, you know, no more caffeine. And what I was doing, I was drinking, it was like Earl Grey tea, but it was not, it was the decaffeinated. What I didn't realize, it was that technically decaffeinated tea still has some caffeine. Well, who would think? So anyhow, I switched to chamomile tea and I sleep much better. So those insights kind of like help me get motivated and just be more responsible. So I even started going to sleep earlier because I kept waking up in the middle of the night. And I learned that if you go to sleep earlier, like an hour or two, or even 2 hours earlier, you are more likely to actually sleep without waking up at night. And if you go to sleep like an hour or 2 hours after your usual bedtime, you may actually wake up more often. So just a lot of insights that like I didn't think about, but like there's so much data. Especially I love that it's like it's been a few months and it learns. And not only that, but it all goes into my Apple Health. It just syncs right away. So I have all the data here. The sleep, you know, is here too, like the proper, you know, representation. So it's honestly like so great. You can see all the sleep stats, and like the heart rate is also here. It all syncs up, which is great because like that data is there in Apple. So like even if I start using different device, like it's all there. So I like that. And yeah, resting heart rate. It also like shows me like the body temperature, which is great. This is something that I really like because it shows me different variations. And as a woman, like, you know, my menstrual cycle affects my temperature. So it's funny how I can just look at my body temperature and I'm like, okay, my period is coming. Literally, I can predict it because of the body temperature differences. So this is amazing. And yeah, showing me all the trends. This is like just so great because with my Apple Watch, I thought I would be wearing it all the time, but unfortunately, I find it uncomfortable. And even though I really tried, but it just, my whole wrist gets sweaty. I don't like it. And it's very heavy at night. It's just too big. I can't sleep with my Apple Watch. With the ring, no problem. I love it. And it just, I don't like, if I put it on this finger, I sometimes have to like touch it to remember that it's there because I just don't feel it. Just for working out, I switched to this finger, but for sleeping, this is completely fine. So I do really like how comfortable this ring is, and the battery drain on my Apple Watch is obviously much higher than on the ring. So even though like right now, because I have those issues with the firmware that they're updating, so hopefully that's gonna fix it, but right now like I only charge once a day with the Apple Watch. Like sometimes it wouldn't last all day and it took a while to charge it, so you know, it is what it is. The only con, the other con that I have is that the charger has a little light on it, and it's kind of annoying because I have to detach the charger from the cable. Otherwise, it's just, there's that purple light, and I don't like it. But there's a trick, of course. I'm literally like, I love problem solving, so I already solved it with just, I put a sticker on it to hide the light, and that works. I wish I was able to just turn off that light in the app, because the app actually, like, they keep improving the app, and it gives me a lot of like, in the settings, let me see, Yeah, it tells me, you know, the ring is connected, what time it is, what the battery situation is. I can put the ring in airplane mode, I can locate my ring, and I can set the power saving mode. I guess whenever I forget to charge it, that's cool. You can do the check for new firmware update. I really like the app, honestly, it's a great app. Yeah, a part of the cons that I mentioned, I do really like the ring, and right now, like I was thinking about selling my Apple Watch because I haven't been using for the past couple of months, and just recently I started comparing the data again between my ring and the watch, and I'm glad I kept the watch because I was able to figure it out that if I keep my finger like this when I'm working out, it actually gets the most accurate heart rate and the most accurate data. So if I wouldn't have the watch, you know, it would probably take me a lot longer to figure that out. So yeah, I think for now we'll keep the watch and we'll see, but it was my mistake that I picked the wrong size. Huge fan of the ring, and for Black Friday my husband is buying it. He already picked his size. I have the size 7, he's gonna get the 8 because he's gonna get the actual correct size. I got slightly too big, so yeah, he's gonna get the natural titanium. He really liked that color. They are having a sale, so I'm gonna link this ring below in the description, and I'm gonna link my code too because you can put the codes together to like get a bigger discount. So yeah, definitely do that to get like best savings. So use my code. Yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.